What does it mean to go beyond the road? It means designing transportation projects that connect people while protecting the state's beautiful landscapes, unique geology, native plant and animal species, and history. It means collaborating with planners, engineers, environmental specialists, and the public to find innovative approaches. It means balancing progress and preservation. The 2024 TxDOT Environmental Achievement Awards honor projects that go beyond the road. These teams rose to the challenge and delivered solutions that protect threatened wildlife, preserve precious water and geological resources, and celebrate local history. Working on projects in both karst and recharge zones is not unusual for Bexar County, but when faced with some unique encounters, the San Antonio District went above and beyond to protect our natural and cultural resources. The US 281 Phase 2 project is the continuation of one of San Antonio District's most important corridors. Listed as one of the most congested roadways in Texas, the development along this corridor has been rapidly expanding for the last 20 years. The environmental constraints included building a roadway on the Edwards Aquifer Recharge Zone, as well as managing construction on designated karst zones. A total of 36 karst features were discovered, surveyed, and closed on this project. Now, typically, these features are filled with gravel and sealed, but when the Cali Cave was discovered, an endangered species of eyeless spider was found inside, as well as beautiful stalagmites formed over thousands of years by dripping groundwater. This cave would not be filled. But the cave created a large void under the frontage road, causing a safety issue for the traveling public. So a design was developed and approved by TCEQ to install an at-grade slab bridge to span the cave, and the entrance was then sealed. The efforts provided support needed for the roadway while protecting the special cave below. Another cave discovered was the Platanini Cave, where consultants found a human tooth that was determined by the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office to be around 500 years old, turning this into a Native American burial site. Local tribes were contacted, who then asked TxDOT to place the tooth back in the cave and have the cave sealed. A Zara environmental consultant entered the cave and placed the tooth back to its final resting place. We celebrate the San Antonio District for their continual dedication in preserving and protecting cultural artifacts and endangered species. Planning a project near a historic industrial site comes with unique challenges, but the Amarillo District responded with exceptional preservation and outreach efforts to get the job done. Improving State Loop 335, also known as the Loop, has been a priority for Amarillo for years. While the district considered potential routes, the city's rapid growth outpaced the viability of most options, leaving just one solution. The problem? It would impact Amarillo's historic helium plant, which supplied nearly all the world's helium between 1929 and 1943. To complicate matters, a perpetual covenant on the property meant any construction work would need approval from the Texas Historical Commission, or THC. Cooperation with stakeholders would be critical for the project's success. Staff worked with the THC and others to remove the covenant from the section of property that the project needed, and they assisted with allocating grant money to THC's Preservation Trust Fund for this partial acquisition. Their dedication to providing a thorough environmental review also resulted in a Section 4F net benefit determination. TxDOT kept the public informed of loop construction plans and impacts to the helium plant with regular meetings, and notices were posted in English and Spanish newspapers. For the helium plant, TxDOT also committed to constructing a pull-off for the plant's historical marker and interpretive panel, writing a nomination for the National Register of Historic Places, and creating education materials for the public. And the district led a brainstorming workshop on ways to creatively tell the Amarillo helium plant story. Staff also attended a Don Harrington Discovery Center event where a helium plant time capsule from 1968 was opened. Many former helium plant workers attended, sharing stories, photos, and memorabilia to be used in education materials. We applaud the Amarillo District for working collaboratively and creatively every step of the way to make the State Loop 335 project a success. Safety has always been a top priority of TxDOT, and the FAR District continues to be a leader in planning projects that protect both people and wildlife. State Highway 48 is a winding road that sees its fair share of wildlife crossings. Located next to the Laguna Atascosa National Wildlife Refuge and Bahia Grande, this stretch of road has curves that limit sight and visibility, especially at night. Many species in this area are endangered or threatened, and they need protections and special considerations during roadway planning and construction. So the FAR District proposed special safety lighting in the area to help protect these species and provide a safer road for the driving public. A warm color temperature and directional lighting were chosen based on experts' recommendations to illuminate the roadway while maintaining dark skies needed for nighttime bird migrations. The district also guided construction precautions and commitments, including specific times and seasons for construction, as well as wildlife sighting reporting protocols. Photos of potential species in the area were posted on the construction bulletin board, and district staff and environmental quality coordinators supplied education and instruction to contractors and inspectors on habitat identification and the importance of protecting wildlife. With this new lighting, the FAR District has provided safety to the driving public and protected threatened and endangered wildlife, and they preserve surrounding habitat by limiting light pollution. We applaud the FAR District for their continual dedication to protect both people and wildlife. Receiving a record of decision is a major feat, but earning 3 in just 6 months? That's a first for TxDOT, and one claimed by our Dallas district, who continues to lead the way in project planning. Loop 9 was first envisioned 6 decades ago, with a proposed route designated by the Texas Transportation Commission in 1964. Funding constraints and slow population growth stymied the project's progress, but the Dallas district never gave up its vision. After many setbacks, studies began in 2018, and a record of decision was made in 2023. The district had worked hard to address concerns and include public input, and the final proposed alternative will have a shared use path, connect to nearby communities, and reduce congestion. To the north of Dallas, Spur 399 also had congestion issues, and a fast-growing population meant time was of the essence. But the project had potential to impact minority neighborhoods, public parks, and plans for an airport expansion. The district completed studies quickly and efficiently while remaining dedicated to analyzing these potential issues thoroughly, and their consistent communication with stakeholders helped to create an alternative that's sustainable for the future. The review was finished in 26 months, a record for Texas, and in the nation's top 10 list of fastest receipts for an ROD. Just north of McKinney, US 380 is the primary east-west corridor for Collin County, yet commuters sometimes spend more than 2 hours on this 8-mile stretch of highway. But every alternative would affect surrounding communities in some way, with potential to cause several residential displacements and impact vulnerable communities. Noise was a major concern as well. The study team worked closely with ENV and civil rights staff to better understand state and federal protections for these communities, and TxDOT held regular meetings to educate the public and receive feedback. A record 9,000 comments were made. The district received its record of decision in less than 3 years. We applaud the Dallas district for their collaboration to develop much-needed projects in these high-growth areas, while considering all perspectives to reach the best decisions for the public. Congratulations to the 2024 TxDOT Environmental Achievement Award finalists for their commitment to going beyond the road.